Man gets caught cheating on his fiance with 8 women in 1 month. Girl, the tea is hot. In this video, we're going to break down the details of this messy cheating scandal, and then I'm going to give 3 life and spiritual lessons we can all take from this mess. One of the lessons is from the Bible, and it's juicy, so stay tuned. A woman named Anansa Sims was living what looked like a fairy tale. She had 2 beautiful kids, a fiance with NBA money, and a picture-perfect life. Here's a photo of her family. Beautiful. But then, boom, just 3 months after giving birth to their second child, she allegedly finds out her ex-NBA fiance, Matt Barnes, cheated on her with not just 1, but 8 women in 1 month. And that's all she discovered. Sis was devastated. She took to Instagram with this poetic but heartbreaking message. She says, "I once loved a man so much that I was fixing him while he was breaking me." Ooh, child. What a powerful message. And it's a reminder that we can't be Captain Save-A-Ho at the expense of destroying our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Not only did she air him out, she allegedly dropped the names of all 8 women. Some of them were social media stars, so it went viral. But this wasn't because it was just like one night, one slip up. These were many, many repeated DMs, messages, and a trail of digital disrespect. Allegedly, this wasn't even the first time he cheated. It was just the final straw that made her finally break up with him, even after having a 3-month-old newborn with him and another child. Thankfully, she decided enough was enough and she would not tolerate disrespect. And kudos to her. It's really hard to leave when you just had a baby. And she's an example that we should leave if we are raising a kid in a dysfunctional environment, because it's not healthy for children to witness anger, unhappiness, cheating, screaming, lack of intimacy in a relationship. How can you have a healthy relationship when the wife doesn't trust the husband or feel safe because he's constantly abusing and cheating on her? Months later, her fiance, Matt, finally speaks out on this cheating scandal with the video, but not directly to her. Nope. He gets vulnerable on his podcast called All the Smoke. Let's watch what he says.
Through my actions, I literally just lost my family through being what you talked about, I was the strong provider. I wasn't there emotionally. I wasn't empathetic. I wasn't willing to share those emotions. And that was stuff that my ex would tell me, you're a wall. And then again, trying to dig back and understand and starting counseling that, like you said, little Matt from back then is still hurt and still trying to find his way. Although grown Matt seems like he has it all, little Matt is there more than I realized.
I mean, I must say, I do like the accountability of him sharing that he lost his family due to his actions. He describes himself as a wall in the relationship, emotionally guarded, unable to give his women and his children what they need. And I'm like, sir, you're in your mid-40s and you've been married and everything. You've been a millionaire for decades, not using your resources to get help. You have over 4 kids from 2 failed relationships. And then now, in your mid-40s, after you caused all this chaos and mess, now you're going to therapy after creating 2 broken, messed up, dysfunctional homes. I'm like, yay, it's better than never. But if you can't give women what they need, like loyalty and faithfulness, stop having kids and proposing to women, creating families when you know you have so much ish to work on. Anansa was not having it either with his podcast response to the public. She says, if you're going to talk publicly about our personal business, tell the whole story. Don't post half-truths to gain sympathy. You've made no effort to emotionally support all of your children, but you're willing to be vulnerable for strangers on the gram for profit. Anansa. And then she hit him with the soul-snatching conclusion. She continues saying, if you want to do some good, please don't talk about me. Go get consistent therapy. And most importantly, start building a relationship with God. Okay, girl. She clocked him. She was like, you go into a couple counseling sessions is not enough. It's great that he's finally starting to get some support, but she holds him accountable for being a disloyal cheater and for doing all this on the gram in the public to look good, to get clicks and views, to increase his money, because this is his podcast. They just broke up. a few months ago. So he's only been in therapy for like less than 2 months. So it's not like he had years of therapy and is finally processing this. No, it's kind of hilarious to me where he's like, I did 2-3 sessions in therapy and now I'm healed. It's like, sir, go sit down with your big age. What are 3 lessons we can learn from this mess? Lesson number 1, heal our dysfunction so that we don't hurt others. In her post, Anansa gives the prescription for her man to change and do something about it. She said, go to therapy consistently. He just started, but go consistently. And more importantly, develop a relationship with God. Her ex-fiance has a long history of dysfunctional, toxic, messy relationships, allegedly. And at his big age, he keeps going from one toxic relationship, creating children, broken homes, move on to the next one. And the common denominator is him. So it's important for us to go to God because God is the ultimate healing to help remove dark spirits that are affecting us and our relationships. The dark spirits of lust, as we see, is all over Matt to the point where he can't control himself. He's risking his partner's health and sexual safety by being with many strange women. And he's willing to destroy his family unit and marriage just so he could be inside of a new woman. This is not normal. And having no impulse control about who we sleep with will always be bad and destroy. I think we can all learn in general to go to therapy so that we can heal our past daddy and mommy issues, attachment issues, trust issues, learn better communication, work on our mental health, anxiety, how to regulate our emotions. So many benefits from therapy so that we can have emotionally intelligent relationships with our friends, our family, and our partners. Lesson number 2, don't ignore red flags. If someone has a documented history of messed up behavior in their romantic life, listen. If they have past cheating or domestic violence, that's not a challenge to fix them. It's a warning to protect yourself. You don't have to settle just because someone is fine, famous, or financially blessed like this situation. Don't be distracted by the packaging. In this case, this woman fell for the good looks of this NBA baller. He's a millionaire, big muscles, and that's just wrapping paper. What's inside the box? Is it loyalty? Is it accountability? Or is it 8 side chicks and trauma like this situation? Let's not be like Anansa and ignore the flaws and think that we can change them or that they will be different with us. Let's not delusionally hope a cheater with bad character will magically stop all their documented dysfunctional behaviors from the past just because they're with us, because we're amazing, right? We are not a rehab. If they need rehab, they can pay for it. It can cost up to $20,000 per month for rehab. So let's let them deal with that mess, okay? Now, not everyone is dating an NBA player with public figure where their past relationship history is documented online. But even with Anansa still knowing all this information, she ignored it, allegedly. According to People magazine and the LA Times, Matt Barnes was arrested in 2010 for suspicion of domestic violence involving his ex-wife, Gloria Govan. Police allegedly said that he was the primary aggressor in this fight, and they noted visible injuries on his ex-wife, allegedly. While charges were later dropped, that is not a small red flag to ignore. Sadly, his ex-wife, they were engaged at the time during this incident, still married him after this. So his ex-wife also ignored red flags. So there's a history of ignoring dysfunction on both sides. We all get to learn to not walk into fire and act surprised when we get burned like our girl, unfortunately. And for lesson number 3, what's a Bible lesson that we can learn from this? Let's take it back to the original scandal of betrayal in the Bible with King David and Bathsheba. David was a man after God's own heart, allegedly, but he let his desire lead him into infidelity. Being a king, having abundance, having success, having beauty around him and other women was not enough for King David. He saw another man's wife, Bathsheba, and he said, I gotta have it. He's the king. He took her, hooked up with her, and it got even messier. He tried to cover it up, but the truth always comes out. That decision cost King David. Here's what it says in the Bible about this. Proverbs 6:32 says, but a man who commits adultery doesn't have any sense. He's just destroying himself. Period. The Bible is straight, no chaser. When you cheat, you're not just breaking hearts, you're breaking your own destiny. We sabotage our peace. We lose our family, just like David. Just like Matt Barnes said, through my actions, I literally just lost my family. But what I love about God is that he's not out here trying to shame us, but he's trying to save us from ourselves. It says in the Bible that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So evil energy wants to tempt us to destroy our beautiful things in our lives, like our relationships, like our future, like our business. He wants to destroy our mental health, our happiness. And he will use our temptations and areas of struggles to really get at us. So if that's lust, if that's overeating, if that's addiction, if that's alcohol, if that's drugs, he will use it to destroy everything in our lives. For me personally, the devil tried to destroy my life with drugs and alcohol, and I just turned 7 years sober, But really, I messed up so many relationships. I was a mess. I wanted to end my life, and I almost destroyed my business, my school, everything. The enemy and evil energy tried to get me through my mind and through my vices. And thankfully, I got help and I mastered that. And now the enemy can't mess with me no more, okay? And he can't mess with any of us when we actually do the work and the healing and go to God to grow and go to God for strength. He gives us the strength, that daily strength. We have to go and pray and be humble and say, God, I need your strength to get over, to avoid this lust, to not send this message, to not be with this person, to not do this behavior. God calls us to act and behave higher and not to be a slave to our emotions. If we're a slave to our emotions and our feelings, we are not going to live a very fulfilled life or happy life. We're going to hurt others because when we don't heal our hurts, we hurt others. And we're not going to be living a life based on moral values, character, or standards. So having a relationship with God, our higher power, with Jesus, it helps us to develop the right morals, the right values, the right characters to live the beautiful, sustained, fulfilled life that we all deserve. It has our name on it. Healthy, emotionally intelligent, beautiful relationships is our birthright. But we get to be healthy and God-filled ourselves to create that in our lives. Remember, we are worthy. We are worthy of loyalty, worthy of peace, worthy of respect. We get to learn how to notice dysfunction like a situation like this, walk away from chaos, even if that chaos looks handsome and rich, like in this case. We get to act higher because our peace is priceless. Like and comment and share your thoughts below. Would you stay with someone who cheated on you with 8 people in 1 month? Let's talk about it. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.